Hello and welcome. In today's video, we'll be covering Wi-Fi and Bluetooth installation on some of the most popular Dell Optiplex models. This includes the Optiplex 3000, 5000, and 7000 models released in 2022, the 7010 and 7010 Plus released in 2023, and the latest 7020 and 7020 Plus models released in 2024. We'll cover a range of topics, including safety and preparation, the installation process for both original and aftermarket kits, basic troubleshooting, and a guide on how to choose the right kit for you from the available options. Always check that all components have been received. Discovering a missing part halfway through is not ideal. You'll also want a Phillips head screwdriver. A magnetic one is ideal because those tiny screws can be pretty frustrating to line up. A grippy handle helps you get it nice and tight, and a spinning screwdriver definitely helps. If nothing else, it's great for stress relief. If you want this exact screwdriver, the link is in the description. It has swappable bits, so you can use it for plenty of other projects as well. Always start by unplugging the device for the power source. Then, press and hold the power button for 5 seconds to drain any remaining power. As with any electronics handling, take appropriate safety precautions. The most common cause of damage is liquid exposure, so ensure your workspace is free from liquids. One hazard many professionals overlook is electrostatic discharge. The ideal protection is a grounded wrist strap, but frequently touching a metal part of the PC will suffice. Most importantly, be patient, follow each step carefully, and work at your own pace. Do not rush or skip steps. A clear sign that Wi-Fi is not installed is this flat corner here. This is where the external antenna will go, and we'll need to remove this cover. Let's first familiarize ourselves with the generic kit, since this is the more popular option. It includes a single card that provides both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so there's no need for a separate Bluetooth dongle. The kit includes a safety cover to ensure the cables do not come loose if they are tugged or pulled. It's essential to prevent a short circuit. On the other end, you'll find a pair of traditional brass antenna connectors. Having two antennas allows for better 2x2 streams and MIMO performance. These antennas are adjustable, and in some situations, they can provide better reception than fixed, non-adjustable antennas like the original ones. An important piece is this adapter, which provides two holes for inserting the brass antenna connectors. The original version also has a card, just like the one we saw earlier, but this time the safety bracket is clear. Regardless of which kit you buy, the antennas always come attached to the card to help prevent accidental detachment. This is our external antenna, and we often find it a bit tricky to insert. While kits usually work right away, in rare cases the Wi-Fi connection may not appear immediately. Majority of the time, a simple reboot helps. At times, however, you may need to repeat 4 to 5 times. If the issue is still unresolved, search for Device Manager. Under the Network and Adapter section, look to see if your card is showing. If not shown, check the Other Devices section. If there is something there, it can be an indication that driver update may fix your issue. But what if you do not have Ethernet connection? How can you even download the drivers? There are a couple of ways you can do that. You can use your phone as a modem to connect to the internet. Make sure your phone is connected to your PC with a data cable. Open Settings, search for USB tethering. Turn USB tethering on, and your PC will act like it has built-in internet. Now you can update drivers using Windows Updater. You can do so by clicking Start, Setting, Windows Updates. Check for updates. Do make sure to go into Advanced Options to download optional updates too for additional drivers. Now, in case you do not have the tethering option, you can use another trick. Grab your smartphone, tablet, or any other device that has internet. Get your card's model number and search for the driver on the internet. Make sure you download only from the manufacturers directly. Some manufacturers list Wi-Fi and Bluetooth drivers separately and may have different drivers for different Windows version. Now transfer the file to your PC that needs fixing via charging cable or USB. Now you can go and install the drivers. At this point in time, you should be able to see the card in Device Manager. To cater to the needs of different customers and ensure you never pay more than necessary, we offer several different variations. A kit without a wireless card includes everything except the Wi-Fi card itself. We generally discourage this option because you'll need to connect the antenna wires manually, something we handle for you in the other kit options. Some customers have accidentally damaged the small connectors during installation, and in a few cases, the socket on the device was broken while attaching the wires. Even if a card fits physically, it may not be detected by the system, and using one with incompatible specifications can result in poor wireless performance. Please ensure you're comfortable working with small, delicate components before selecting this option. The next option is ideal for the vast majority of people, as Wi-Fi 6 technology can serve up to 8 users simultaneously. Unlike Wi-Fi 5, these users can both receive and transmit data across 8 spatial streams. As a result, even in a busy household with up to 8 devices, Wi-Fi 6 won't let you down. Wi-Fi 6E is an enhanced Wi-Fi 6 with extra 6 GHz band. The catch is that 6 GHz isn't great at going through walls, so if your router is more than a room away, you probably won't notice a big difference. But if the router's in the same room or close by, 6 GHz can be awesome. Since it's a newer band and not many devices use it yet, you pretty much get a wide-open fast lane all to yourself. It's important to remember that for all the functionality a card offers to actually be usable, your router has to support those features too. If your router doesn't support a specific feature, you won't be able to use it. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. That said, if you want to future-proof your setup, you can go with a higher spec card. Then, when you eventually upgrade your router, you'll be able to enjoy those features without having to reinstall the card. And that brings us to the end of this tutorial. All the products shown in this video are available from our Shopify store, on eBay, or by emailing us directly. If you found it helpful, please give the video a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.